Hey, what's going on, guys? Nuigi12 here, and today I am doing another movie review, and also Merry Christmas. So anyways, guys, this movie review, if you guys already read the title, which should be obvious, it's about Star Wars. This hat is like really tight right now. Oh my god. So, I bet you're wondering, was everybody bad this year? Why is there nothing under that tree, you might be saying right now? It's because me and my family, we do this thing where we get the presents at midnight, and then we put them down there. And sometimes we pre-stock, but, you know, I don't know. Okay, but apparently it looks like everyone's been naughty this year. Oh well, looks like no presents for my family. Anyways, back to the point. This is a Star Wars movie review, guys, so let's begin. So, what Star Wars movie am I reviewing? I'm waiting for you to figure it out. I'm just waiting for you to figure it out. It's Star Wars VII! One of the best Star Wars movies that I've personally watched. I've watched all 6 of them. I wouldn't say it's, you know, the best of all time, but it was a good one. It was a really good one, and I say it beat the 4th one, in my opinion. So yeah, let's get to it. This is gonna be a spoiler review, so yep, let's do this, guys. Sit back in my cozy chair with my Santa Claus hat. I'm ready for the holidays. So let's review. Guys, I've been setting back so much, like 2 minutes have passed. Anyways, guys, so let's see here. Where should I begin? I think begin with the epilogue. It starts out like any other Star Wars movie would, you know, with the huge like dialogue just going up into space. Then it pans down on the planet of Jakku, where we're introduced to a few characters that you've seen in the trailers a bunch of times, like Poe Dameron and Kylo Ren, some stormtroopers, a village. So apparently this is Old Man, which I don't know who he is, but he seemed to be really important for the beginning, where he gives Poe Dameron a little device that can be used to. Sorry, this hat's too tight. Sorry guys, I wanted to be festive, but the hat's too tight. I'm gonna just not put it on all the way. There we go. Hat's like really tight. Anyways, so Poe Dameron is on the planet Jakku, where he meets this old man who gives him the map to Luke Skywalker. Apparently, in between episode 6 and this new episode, Luke Skywalker left mysteriously and no one knows where he is. So everyone in the whole entire galaxy wants to know where he is. Which I'll be honest, seriously, updates now? And I'll be honest, that's like a huge thing. It makes sense too, because Luke Skywalker literally took down the Empire, and out of the Empire's ashes, the First Order came up, and apparently the First Order is trying to replace what the Empire was doing, but better. Anyways, once apparently, I guess the First Order know Poe Dameron's there, or maybe lucky guess, because they fly down to Jakku, and let me just say, these are the most integrated stormtroopers ever. Remember, guys, they're not the same stormtroopers from episode 4 through 6. They're not clones. They weren't previous clones. No, these stormtroopers are different people. Like, they're all, like, completely different people. They don't have the same face. None of them do, unless there's twins among them. But we wouldn't know that. They're wearing a mask throughout the movie. And that's where we meet Finn. At least, he didn't say it was Finn yet, but it was kind of obvious. We seen that in the trailers that he was wearing a stormtrooper suit, and people thought that he was a Jedi pretending to be a stormtrooper like they did in episode, I believe those 4, I don't remember. But apparently he was always a stormtrooper. He was a stormtrooper from birth, and his name was like FN 50 something, I forgot. But yeah, apparently he saw the chaos that the First Order was doing. He didn't want any part of it. Dude, the stormtroopers in this movie were hardcore. I freaking swear. Like, they were shooting people. They ain't missing this time. They go like, bah, 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 bah. People going, blah, oh. And I'm like, whoa. Those stormtroopers, they're not the stormtroopers. They're freaking snipers. Okay, they're freaking snipers. They are shooting better than any stormtrooper has ever done. And there's this one messed up part. Like, Kylo Ren shows up. He's just like, I will take the prisoners. He goes to Poe Dameron. He's like Poe tries to escape on his X-wing, which is like a new type of X-wing. It's like a different color. But then they, boom, shoot it down. Can't go anywhere. You ain't going nowhere, Poe. Nowhere to go, Poe. You just gotta have to go here. You trapped, man. You trapped. So they get Poe Dameron, take him for capture, but BB-8, which is Poe Dameron's droid, escapes, and he escapes with the Luke map, the map to Luke Skywalker. Oh god. Apparently, that's when we meet Rey. No, actually, that's when we meet Finn formally. My fault. Finn takes off the helmet, and Captain Phasma shows up like, no one told you to take off that helmet. What you doing, boy? What you doing? And Finn's just like, sorry, Cap. Okay, let's go. That's when we meet Rey. Fixed it. I fixed it. Dude, before I get to Rey's part, back on that village on Jakku, they were freaking shooting down people like crazy. I mean, even the villagers that weren't involved with the whole entire Luke map, they were shooting them down. They ain't even give a frick. Okay? I swear. And like, there was like, they got all the people, citizens of that village in a circle. And then they're just like, what do we do with them? Kylo Ren's like, kill them all. I'm like, shoot! Seriously? You're just gonna do that? It's like 5 minutes into the movie, and you're like shooting them all down, killing them, every single one? And no, you don't even see their deaths. They're not that savage. They just shoot them, and it's like a huge smoke of dust. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is a lot to process, guys. Okay, let me just get to Rey. They introduce Rey. She's inside the Star Destroyer, just like in the trailers. They first meet her in the Star Destroyer. She's wearing the little mask thing that she's not gonna wear for the rest of the movie. I don't know. And apparently she's a scavenger, and she kind of went to the planet that she's on, which is still Jakku. She went on that planet from when she was a little kid, apparently, and she's a slave, I think. I think she's a slave. I don't know. So she just has to scavenge parts to sell for food. And, you know, at first she's just not talking. This is a whole lot of not talking. Like, she trades in some of the parts for food. The store guy is a jerk. He just goes like, I'll give you 1/4 portion. And it's like food this small. I'm like, God darn it. Like, seriously. Are you just gonna let her starve or something? And, you know, she gets stuff from a Star Destroyer, and he's like, 1/4 portion. Dude, a freaking Star Destroyer from the Great War, from the first three movies, my fault. From the first 3 movies, and you're just gonna be like, I will sell you 1/4 portion. Like, what the heck? That's so messed up, dude. Anyways, Rey's just eating food. She's like, and all of a sudden, BB-8 gets captured by this like little whatever he is. He's just some kind of species. And then Rey saves him, and she goes like, don't mind him. That's just Tito. I don't really remember exactly what she said, but I remember the scene. And then BB-8 just goes like, brr, 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 brr. Nope, you're not going with me. The village is that way. Okay, come on. So she goes into town with BB-8 as she gets more pieces to sell to the same weird guy. Where it cuts again, and we see Poe Dameron is in a chair. He's like locked up. He's like strapped in that chair. He's like, ugh. And Kylo Ren's like comfortable. He's just sitting there. He has his arms on his lap. He's just like, I'm waiting for you. Tell me, what did you do with the Luke Skywalker map? I'll never tell you. And then he just goes like, and then you see Poe's in pain because he's using the Force. He's making him forcing them tell him this truth. And I'm like, God, you gonna do that to him? You gonna do that to him? It's like, and apparently it cuts again, and he's like, it's in a droid, a BB unit, and I'm like, dang. You were one strong brother, Kylo Ren. Let's hope you're not related to another brother. Later to be revealed. Okay. and then Finn goes in there with Poe, and he goes like, dude, this is a rescue, okay? Are you with the First Order? No, I'm just rescuing you. Come on. Come, hide here, okay? Okay, cool. Finn, I swear, is the coolest brother ever, except for the part where he tries to lead the rest of the gang. Han Solo reference from the first movie. But besides that, he is the coolest brother ever, I swear. Finn just does some amazing stuff in the movie, and even though he tries to leave a few times, and that's like a thing that I wouldn't expect a Star Wars character to do at that moment, he's still a cool brother. And I'm saying brother because I watch Black Nerd Comedy. If you watch Black Nerd Comedy, you'd get the brother joke. Anyways, so they steal a TIE fighter. Sorry, I clear my throat. They steal a TIE fighter, but the TIE fighter's strapped, and they're like, come on. We need to get out of here. Come on. And apparently, they know that there's a stormtrooper helping the guy. They shoot on that TIE fighter like bam, and they're actually hitting the thing. I'm like, did you guys just get some target practice or something? These stormtroopers ain't missing at all. They're shooting at that TIE fighter. TIE fighter gets loose. Poe and Finn aren't safe yet though, because they're shooting down the cannons on, I think it's a new version of the Star Destroyer, to be honest. They're just shooting it down. They're like, pew, pew, pew. Like, they had some cool action scenes during that. And then, all of a sudden, Poe Dameron's like, we need to go back to Jakku. Are you crazy? Finn just flat out goes like, are you crazy, brother? They're going to find us on Jakku. They're on top of Jakku. You think we're going to go back there to get killed? No. They crash land on Jakku, apparently, and Poe is assumed to be dead because he's not found. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the whole entire TIE fighter gets consumed in itself. So Finn just thinks Poe's dead. So Finn takes his jacket and walks into town, where we go back to Rey and BB-8. Rey is selling more parts, and then the guy's like, yes, this shall be 1/2 portion. And it's like, come on, stop being such a douchebag. And then he sees a droid, he's like, oh, never ever seen one of that color. Yes, I'll sell you that one for 60-pound portion. At first, Rey's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat for like days. But then she looks at BB-8. BB-8 gets sad, and she goes like, you know what? This droid's not for sale. And thank God she didn't, because she would have been giving away one of the biggest treasures of all time. Anyways, she sees Finn, and then the droid's like, what's that, buddy? He stole that from your master? And Rey just goes all fury mode. You know, she's like one of those female characters you do not want to mess with. She's like, and Finn's just standing there. He's like, what's going on? Oh! Rey smacks him with the staff, and BB-8 just shocks him. It's like, this droid told me you stole that from his master. I know his master. Chill out. Man, you can't even get a break in space. If you see an Andre's review, you get it. Okay. So. Okay, so they're just talking for a second. They're just like, look, I'm with the Resistance. Sure. I'm with the Resistance. He's not really with the Resistance, though. And he's like, and I'm here to get this droid and deliver him to the Resistance. Okay? Chill out. Sheesh. And then all of a sudden, you just hear, and a bunch of First Order ships just come shooting down. And Rey has this problem with like people holding her hand, because it's like, oh, stop taking my hand. We're kind of in danger. Does it really matter right now if I'm holding your hand or not? Come on, we just need to go. You want to get shot down? I'm trying to save you. So they're like running. There's this cool it's a cool action sequence. They're like running. There's explosions. Like everything's happening. At first, Rey's like I love how Finn's like, what about that ship over there? No, that's just junk. It's like, we'll take this. We'll take the junk. And the junk turns out to be the Millennium Falcon. And I'm just like, boy. So then, they're just amateurs. They don't know what's going on. They're just like, okay, how do we work this thing? This thing hasn't flown in years. Okay, and they just start flying. At first, it's like a little fidgety, but they eventually fly off, and the TIE fighters are just chasing them down. And it's an awesome action sequence as any other action sequence in the movies. They're just flying. They're doing these like cool tricks with the Millennium Falcon, and they get off the planet eventually. And the funny thing is that Rey tries to fix this little panel on the bottom, that will release poisonous gas, right? So then, he goes like, "Whoa, where's the Resistance base?" Of course, Finn doesn't know this, so he's like, "Hey, BB-8, yo, brother, help me let a brother out, okay? Where is the rebel base?" "Come on, please, I'm trying to impress her." "Come on, dude, please, just tell me." It's like, "Are you gonna answer?" Just a second, BB-8, why don't you tell her?" I swear, that was one of the funniest scenes in the movie. Like, BB-8 just goes like, "Please, okay, just tell her." And I forgot exactly what the answer was, because some of the words in some of the words in Star Wars is like hard to pronounce. So they're flying the Millennium Falcon when all of a sudden a giant ship comes and freaking swallows the Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon just powers off, and it's just floating in there. And then all of a sudden, Harrison Ford shows up. Awesome! And not just Harrison Ford by himself. Of course, he's with his lovable sidekick, companion, best friend, Chewie. Of course, Chewie's like taller now. He's like, how do you make the Chewbacca sound? And like Harrison Ford just goes with that line from the trailer, "Chewie, we're home." And all of a sudden, he just sees them in the ship. He's like, "Who are you? What are you doing to my ship?" "Wait, are you Han Solo?" "I don't go by that name anymore. I haven't gone by that name for years." "So what name have you been going by?" Just Han. I don't do the Solo last name anymore, because I don't ride solo." "Okay, cool." So Han's like looking around the ship. He's just like, "Who added this? Like, why is there new machinery on my ship? What the heck? Let me guess. You got this from whatever the dude's name is. Started with a D. I can't pronounce some of the words in Star Wars. I'm sorry, guys." And then they go like, "Oh no, I got it from this other person. who got it from another person, who got it from another person, who got it from another person, and he's like, who got it from, I think it was like Draken or something, I don't know, it's hard to pronounce. All of a sudden, these like people that Han Solo has traded with show up, and they're like, no, you haven't paid us in months, Han Solo. We getting our money, okay? We're getting our money, or whatever they're trading. I was kind of too into the fact that Harrison Ford was standing right there until I stopped listening. Anyways, so then after that, like Harrison Ford's like, nope. Nope, I ain't got nothing you want. Of course, Rey and Finn are like hiding under the little circuitry, which is like a bottom panel, and Millennium Falcon, and they're just like, is that a BB? Is that a BB unit? You mean like the same one that the First Order is looking for? And he's like, I've never knew. You know, that's an interesting fact. You know, I've never knew there was a BB unit. And then all of a sudden, like Rey's like, oh no, we gotta help him. It's like, what? Finn's like, what do we do? Oh, I have an idea. Let's mess with some fuses. Wrong fuses, and it opens up the cage to these gigantic, multiple-eyed, tentacled, monsterish looking creatures, and they're just all like, rah, rah. And I think there's only one. I couldn't tell. There's like so much happening. It's just like, rah. Like the tentacle creature grabs Finn, just goes like, rah. And Finn's like, oh god, help, Rey. And Rey just like, I'm coming for you, Finn. Of course, Rey can't keep up with the monster, so she goes up to the security cam, where I don't know how this worked. I'm thinking this was probably like some kind of thing that happened, but she tapped the screen, door closed on the tentacle monster's hand, and Finn was just like, That was awesome. And you know, they get out of there with the Millennium Falcon, all safe. They get those other guys out of there. I'm pretty sure those other guys might have died. Nope, because that one leader of the guys who was speaking Scottish was just like, hello, is this the First Order? Yes, I have found your BB-8 unit. Obvious bad guy. And then all of a sudden, they go to a planet that looks a lot like Endor. Well, when you watch the movie, you'll know that most of the planets look like planets from previous movies. There's a Hoth-like planet. There's a planet that looks almost like Endor. Jakku almost looks like Tatooine. I don't know. Anyways, the planet they go on after is like this planet that looks like Hoth, and apparently they're gonna meet this great leader who can get them anything, named Maz Kanata, which I forgot who she's played by, but it's an African woman, so respect. Anyways, yeah, Maz Kanata has a funny thing. She just goes like, oh, Han Solo, yes, where's my boyfriend? Oh, he's at the ship. I love that Wookiee. And I'm like, whoa, what happened in between 6 and 7? I'm just kidding, guys. I think she was just joking, but if she's actually his boyfriend, weird. So they just start talking. They're like, yep. So, you got anything to help us deliver this BB-8 unit to the Resistance? It's like, yes, I might have one thing. And Finn's is listening. He's like, yes. Do you have any ways to get out of the First Order's radar? It's like, and then they're just looking at him like, Rey's like, what are you doing? It's like, no, I gotta get out of here. Aren't you with the Resistance? Look, I just need to get out of here, okay? There's no stopping the First Order. The First Order is too strong, too powerful. And Maz Kanata's like, just gets on the table, looks at him, feels like, the little cool binoculars, just like, You know what I see in your eyes? I see a man that gives up. And I'm like, shoot, are we getting real right now? It's like, I see a man that has no more faith because he was torn down. Gets down, and then Finn's like, you don't know me, okay? You do not know me. She continues talking to Han Solo. She tells him how they get BB-8 off the planet. Okay. She tells Han Solo how to get BB-8 off the planet, and then Finn's like, look, see, I just want to get off this planet. Okay, I want to get off the First Order's radar. And then Maz Kanata's like, if you're really sure, you see those two guys over there? Yeah, they'll take off the planet. Maz Kanata has so many morals. She's like the new Yoda, okay? She's not even a Jedi, but she has so many, like, moral words. Like, she's basically the moral compass of the movie, just like Master Yoda. And even though she's not in there for the rest of the movie, she's still like a powerful character that gives inspiration. Anyways, Rey goes up to talk to Finn, and Rey's just like, yo, what you doing? Why are you leaving? And it's like, look, I'm not a resistance fighter, okay? I'm a stormtrooper, okay? I rebelled against the First Order. There's no stopping the First Order. I'm out of here. I don't want anything to do with the First Order. I'm leaving. Rey's just like, what about BB-8? What about Luke Skywalker? We can't just abandon all this now. And then it's like, I'm sorry, Rey, but I'm leaving. He leaves. It's a sad moment. Rey then gets this strange feeling, and she just all of a sudden feels something. She hears a voice, and she walks into this hallway, opens up a crate, and inside the crate, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, and not the green one, but it's the blue one that he had, the one that used to belong to Anakin. So she takes that out, and all of a sudden she starts having all these visions of stuff that will happen later in the movie. She sees Kylo Ren about to attack her, and she even sees Finn getting shot down, or whatever happened, because we didn't see what happened yet. And she sees all this stuff happen. She drops the lightsaber. She's like, she even sees Luke Skywalker with R2-D2, like, that scene from the trailer where he's had the hoodie and he's holding R2-D2 right there. Yeah, and she starts freaking out. She's like, and all of a sudden, Maz Kanata's like, I see you found the lightsaber. It likes you. You should keep it. And then she goes like, no, I don't want any part with this. She runs out of the bar. At least I think it's the bar. I mean, she tries to run far away from that place as possible. BB-8 just goes like, no, look, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I just need to get back to Jakku. Someone's waiting for me. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, she was on Jakku for so long because she was waiting for her family that she thinks is going to return to Jakku. But she's been on Jakku for years, guys. Years. As a kid, she was on Jakku, and she, apparently, I think she was a slave. I don't know, okay? She was just stuck on Jakku for a long time, and she couldn't get out, and she was waiting for her family members for years. So she wants to get back to Jakku, and all of a sudden, it's that scene in the trailer where BB looks up, Rey looks up, and all those TIE fighters and like Sith machines are just flying in. And all of a sudden, you just like, oh god, some stuff about to happen. So then everyone in the cantina, or whatever it is, I think it's some form of the cantina from Star Wars 4 or 5, I mean, and you just hear, and I'm like, oh my god. Something's about to start. All these Sith Lord ships just start going down to the surface, and just rounds and rounds of stormtroopers just show up. They just like, and they shooting things. They shooting people. They're taking anything they can to find that droid, the BB-8, and they're just like, we ain't even playing. You best have that BB-8 or else we shooting you down. Okay? And they're not even playing, dude. They're not even playing. They're shooting down everything. They're like taking down structures, man. Like Maz Kitana gives Finn the lightsaber, even though Finn's not a Jedi. Yeah, sorry guys. You might have seen that scene in the trailer where he's like, shoo, but sorry guys, he's not a Jedi. I thought he was. That would have been cool. My theory was that he was the son of Mace Windu, but nah, it can't work now that it probably could. I mean, you know, some children of a Jedi aren't force sensitive, like Leia. Leia wasn't force sensitive, so it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't think the force can exactly be like, you know, transmitted to a family member. But I think the force is just, there's some people that are force sensitive and some that are not. It's spontaneous. That's what I think the force is. Anyways, Finn just starts taking down stormtroopers like a boss, even though he's not a Jedi. First thing he does with a lightsaber is use it. He's just like taking out stormtroopers left and right. There's this one stormtrooper that goes up. He's like, traitor. It's like stormtrooper whips out this like cool like what? It's like some sort of like weapon that's like melee, right? And it's lightsaber proof. I'm like, finally, some lightsaber proof stuff. And they're like, stormtroopers using the little like side thing, like, and Luke, not Luke. Why am I saying Luke? And my man Finn is just like. Then all of a sudden, Kylo Ren shows up. He ain't even playing anymore. He's like, I want that droid. Finn's like, you ain't getting no droid. Fine then. Him and Kylo Ren start fighting inside the forest. Rey is just running. He sees Rey, of course. Finn gets knocked out for a little bit, and he's just going after Rey. He's like, coming for you. There's no escape the dogs. There's no escaping the dark side. The dark side. How's it so hard to say? There's no escaping the dark side. And then Rey's just shooting at him like, shoot at him. She might. He's just dodging all of them. She just walked towards him. He's like, this guy ain't even playing, okay? He ain't even playing. Uses the Force, knocks out Rey, and he just goes like one of the sorcerers like, what about the droid? We don't need the droid anymore. We got the girl. Takes Rey. Finn has like the craziest reaction. He's like Rey, no! And I'm like, whoa, man, are we gonna get the feels right now? He seems to care about Rey a lot. I don't ship it, but it just sounds like he has feelings for Rey, and I'm like, okay, if they do, that's cool, but I'm not feeling it. I'll be completely honest, I'm not feeling it. So Rey gets kidnapped. Finn's just pissed. He's just like, we need to get Rey, and it's like, let's do this. They go to Starkiller Base, which apparently is like this huge Death Star with Rey 10 times powerful than the Death Star. Apparently, it steals the energy from a sun, and once that sun's completely gone, it evaporates a planet faster than any sucker could do. The Death Star blew up planets, and they just turned into chunks. This thing evaporates planets completely, like disintegration complete. Like, no speck of atom of that planet will still exist. Oh, I thought I heard something. So, of course, he's just like, of course, they tested out before they went to the Endor-like planet. I forgot to mention that. And, you know, they shoot it down 5 planets at once. And all 5 of those planets gone forever. No tiny speck of them exist. I forgot to mention that. That was before all the ships started going to the Endor-like planet with the Maz Kitana and all that stuff. Anyways, Ugh, my nose is like stuck today. I swear. Anyways, then we cut to see Ray in the same chair that Poe Dameron was in. Was in earlier, and like he's just sitting there again. He's like, "To tell me, where is the map?" And it's like, I'm not gonna tell you. You won't tell me, but I'll make you tell me. All of a sudden, Ray is, at first, she looks like she's losing to it, and, sorry. After you see this scene, this is how you know she's a Jedi. Yep, that's right. Ray, the one girl that we would never expected to have powers, has the Force. So the girl that looked like in the trailer that looked like she had no powers has the Force, and the guy who looked like a Jedi in the trailers was actually a stormtrooper and has no Force. Anyways, so then Rey's just fighting it. Rey just goes like, and then all of a sudden she goes like, "You're scared because you'll never be as strong as Darth Vader." And then he goes like, "How do you know that?" And then I'm like, oh snap, Rey has the Force! Of course, Kylo Ren takes off his mask, reveals himself to be Kylo Ren. And it's like so crazy. He's just like, "There's no way you can know that. I'll be back." Leaves, and Rey, I think Rey realizes that she might have the Force because she's like shocked that she was able to see that. And then the stormtrooper just shows up. No, not yet. It cuts again, my fault. And we go to the Resistance base. I forgot that the Resistance also showed up on the Endor-like planet. And they go to the Resistance base. And we see Leia. And I think that's the first... no, it's not the first time. But I guess it's revealed that Kylo Ren's their son. Because they had this whole other backstory where Kylo Ren was an apprentice for with Luke Skywalker. But apparently he had a lot of dark side in him, like his grandfather, Vader, which is why he respects Vader so much. That scene in the trailer where he's with Vader's helmet actually means a lot more because he's related to Vader. He knows that he's not going to be as powerful as Darth Vader was. Darth Vader was a Sith Lord of pure hatred, and pain, and anger. Kylo Ren, he's not as powerful, and let's be honest, he might never be as powerful. There's going to be a bunch of Sith Lords 10 times powerful than Darth Vader. But Kylo Ren, he wants to be that Sith Lord. He wants to be that Sith Lord that's above Darth Vader. He wants to be a new Darth Vader, but a more powerful Darth Vader. Something that people would fear even more than Darth Vader. And now that Darth Vader's gone, it's his chance. He's trying to take it. So they start talking a little more. BB-8 goes up to R2-D2. And I'm like, R2! And then, but sadly R2 wasn't on. He was apparently shut off for years. C-3PO's back, of course. He's like, "Oh my word. Let's see here. It appears, General Leia." Yeah, Leia's general right now. "It appears, General Leia, that Luke is right in an undesignated charted area. The map's not complete yet." Yeah, there's a second part to the map, apparently. And I really wonder how we're going to figure it out later. It should be so obvious, but I'm not going to say it until the end of the review. Anyways, then they're just like, "We need to go back to the planet, and then we need to go after the First Order." And it's like, Han told me about the girl. We will get her, but first we need a plan. Of course, their plan is to do the same exact thing as the Death Star. Blow it up with this one weak point. Wow, way to get a new plot. Anyways, they just get all ready. Poe Dameron is still alive, and you know him and Finn, like Finn and Poe Dameron have like this bro moment, and then it's like, oh, I have that. No, keep jacket. It suits you. So they just get ready. They're ready to go save the day, kick some butt. They tighten up their helmets and they're like, we go into that planet. I don't know what planet it is, but it looks a lot like Hoth on the actual planet. Because the Starkiller base has machinery inside the planet. But it's still a living planet. My god, that's actually pretty OP. I mean, the Death Star was a completely pre-made planet. No, this is an actual planet that was split in half, and they put machinery inside the middle of it. They took time with this planet. Of course, Han Solo, oh no, we cut back to Rey, my fault. And Rey is in the chair, and she goes like, you'll loosen these handles, right? You'll loosen these handles. Then you'll leave with the door open. What did you say to me? Says Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper just walks up to her. He's like, what did you say? You'll loosen these bonds and leave with the door open. He's like, I'll tighten those bonds and stay here. And then all of a sudden you hear a shoo, and she goes like, you'll loosen these bonds and you'll leave with the door open. And all of a sudden he's like, I will loosen these bonds and I'll leave with the door open. I'm like, yep, confirmed. She has the Force. She has the Force. She's a Jedi. And he does exactly what she says. And then she also goes like, you'll drop the weapon and I'll drop my weapon. So she leaves. She's free. Of course, they don't know that yet. They go to the planet. They're just attacking different ships. You have the X-Wings, and they're shooting down TIE fighters, just like the Death Star scene. And Han Solo goes on the planet, and they're like, come on, we gotta save Rey. It's like, remember, we also need to shut down that shield. About that, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the shield. They need to take out the shield. Finn says he knows where it is. I forgot to mention that. And then Finn just goes like, speaking about that shield, what if I told you I don't know how to turn it off? You what? Yeah, I was only a stormtrooper in training. I have no idea how to turn that thing off. It's like, we're gonna need someone to turn it off. And it's like, I know you can turn it off. So, of course it cuts down, it cuts again. So many cuts, man. It cuts to just X-Wing fighters fighting TIE fighters, but that's not really important. Cut again, and we're inside the ship, inside the little base, the actual base part of it, and it just goes like, Captain Phasma's just walking down the hallway, and it's like, oh, well if it isn't a traitor. Captain Phasma's the girl. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Calm down. I know most of you fans that were really stupid enough. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, guys. But I know there's some of you guys who wanted to see this movie that didn't even bother to look up the actors for the movie and probably did not know that Captain Phasma was a female. I know there's some of you there. I know it. Okay, I feel like some of you guys did that. So, yeah. And then, you know, they just go like, we need you to shut down the shield. It's like, you're making a big mistake. She actually does shut down the shield, and then it's like, even when the shield shut down, there's no way you guys can stop us. And it's like, what should we do with her? Prepare for the greatest reference you've ever heard in this movie. Let's throw her in a trash compactor. Oh man, perfect, spot on. Of course, they go to save Rey, and Finn's like, "We need to find Rey." Hi. I'm back. Han Solo just goes like, what are you doing? What is that? Seriously, I don't get it. Of course, you see Rey climbing up a little piece of the wall, you know, from her escape, and then yeah, and Han Solo's just like, found her. So they run into Rey. Rey and Finn are happy to see each other. They hug. They have a cute little moment. And then when Kylo Ren finds out Rey left, biggest temper tantrum I've ever seen a Sith Lord have. He just takes out lightsaber. He's like, ah, 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 and I'm like, calm down, dude. Are you like 5 years old in that helmet? He's just like screaming. He's pissed off. He's like, ah, ah, ah. Find the girl. I'm like, dude. Even Darth Vader's temper tantrum at the end of the prequels. Never mentioned the prequels. Even his temper tantrum at the end of the prequels, or at least the movies that shall not be named. In the end of that one, he was just like, no. But no, that temper tantrum that crushed like a lot of equipment. No, that's not compared to the temper tantrum that Kylo Ren had in that one scene. So of course, all the stormtroopers are aware that Rey escaped. They're going after them, and you know, it's just this huge fight where they go to this like little engine room, which is like, I think it's like the main point, but it's not the weak point that they had to shoot down, or at least I think it was. I don't know. I got kind of confused. Where all of a sudden they see Kylo Ren walking there, and Han Solo and Chewie were placing bombs. They see Kylo Ren walking there, and then Han's like, I need to get my son back. Just walks behind Kylo Ren, of course, and then you find out that's not his real name, because Han Solo says, Ben! Oh, sorry, my voice squeaked. Ben! Solo. I like how Kylo Ren is so deep into the dark side right now that he doesn't want to acknowledge Han Solo as his father. He just calls him Solo. Han Solo just goes like, me and your mother want you back. Please. We can help you. And then Kylo Ren just goes like, you can help me. It's like, yes we can. Please, son. We want you to come home. And it's like, walks up to Han Solo, just goes like, I want to fix things. At first, it looks like it's going to be a sentimental moment where Kylo Ren realizes that he messed up. Nope! Brother just automatically flips back to the dark side, stabs his father, and then like this Chewie's like pissed off. He's like, starts shooting everywhere, trying to shoot Kylo Ren. Han Solo's body falls down to the ground. Like, they seriously killed off Han Solo? They killed off Han Solo? What? Yep. They killed off Han Solo, sadly. Got stabbed with the lightsaber. Falls to his death, too. I'm just like, okay. They got me there. They got me there. I was really convinced in everything that Kylo Ren was gonna like, you know, fix his mistakes. I thought he was gonna go back to the light side. Nope! Stabs his dad. And we know how dark he is. Apparently he wants to get rid of his dad so that he can finally truly embrace the dark side, and that's what he just did. Killed his dad so he can truly embrace the dark side that's within him. My god. That's like messed up. Kills his own father. Anyways, we have this battle between Kylo Ren and Finn. Finn like gets sliced in the back, becomes unconscious, and Rey gets the lightsaber, finds out she has the Force. She finally finds out she truly has the Force, gets that lightsaber and goes like, And then everyone's like, "Oh, you in trouble now, Kylo?" And I'm just like, "Shoot, it's gonna be epic." Kylo Ren and Rey start fighting, and then you almost convinced that Kylo Ren's gonna win. When all of a sudden Rey just goes like, pushes Kylo Ren back like a boss. Kylo Ren loses. For now, he didn't die, but he just loses. And then Rey runs back to the base where the planet's like imploding on itself because they finally hit the weak point. The planet's imploding on itself, and they need to get all the rebels need to get off the planet, and as well as Sith. So Kylo Ren, of course, he's still alive, but he has this huge scar on his face that's like right here from the lightsaber slash that Rey left behind. And Chewie gets Finn. And Rey just smiles at Chewie. All the rebels leave, or they're called the Resistance in this movie. All the people under Resistance leave. Kylo Ren just gets up. He leaves the planet because that plan failed, like any other Star Wars movie. No, I'm not saying Star Wars movie failed. I'm saying that the plan that the dark side always had always failed, and that's what I meant. Just in case you guys were confused. Anyways, this was pretty sad. So they go back to the Resistance base, and of course Leia already knows that Han Solo is dead. She must have saw it on the little computers and stuff. And Rey and Leia have this sentimental moment. They're just hugging each other. It takes a few minutes. No, I'm just kidding. It takes like a good few seconds, like 30 seconds, like half a minute. And then there's a part where Rey's looking at Finn. He's unconscious, and I'm like, bro, is he dead? Please tell me he isn't dead. Please tell me he's just knocked out. She just goes like, thank you. Kisses him on the forehead. And I'm like, wow. So apparently R2-D2 just turns on automatically. I think he might have been programmed to turn off until that exact moment. I don't know how you would have known, but I guess he just hoped. Maybe the Force told him. Anyways, R2-D2 woke up, and apparently R2-D2, remember when I hinted this off earlier? Yes, he has the second part of the map to Luke Skywalker. I hinted it off earlier, guys. You should have guessed it. You should have guessed it. And they revealed the map, and it's just like, of course, he's there. So they send Rey, Chewie, and BB-8 and R2-D2. Wait, actually, I don't remember. Did they send R2-D2? I don't remember. I don't remember that part. And they send them in. They send her in. I mean, she climbs up this large staircase and makes it. Luke, you just see Luke standing from the back view, and he's just standing there. Then all of a sudden, I guess he just felt an energy behind him. He turns around, and then she goes like, "This is yours." Sticks out his lightsaber, and Luke's just shocked. He's just like, and they stand there for a few minutes. It's like, that's the end of the movie. And I'm like, Star Wars 8, man, is going to be epic, man. Star Wars 8 is going to be awesome. I can fully say that, guys. I'm going to enjoy Star Wars 8. Because, it just ended on a cliffhanger. Like, Luke didn't even say anything. He just saw that she had his original lightsaber, and he was shocked. He's just like, you see, we don't know why he was shocked. It's either he was shocked because someone found his lightsaber, that someone found them, or maybe something else that we don't know yet. And I'm like, wow, that was awesome. Of course, that's where the movie ends. Now, for my personal side of things, what did I think of this movie? I'd say it was one of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time. It just has so much that is new, yet so much that's still the same. And this whole other thing just feels like the same thing like Star Wars 4. There's a hero that starts out on a desert-like planet. Then there's another hero that doesn't want to help at first, but then he does help. There's a huge planet-like thing that's going to destroy a base that that the opposing team is on. There's someone from the dark side that's trying to fight back. And it's just, even though it seems the same as Star Wars 4, there's a lot that you can say is similar to Star Wars 4. It's still like a new thing, and I like that. It has its own new thing behind it. And who knows? We might never see Finn wake up again. And I'm hoping he does. Because he's a good character. We might never know, like, exactly what happened to Rey's parents. Her first parents. We won't know. Okay? We gotta find out soon. Star Wars 8 or 9 is just around the corner. Sorry, and I was so stuffed. Anyways, guys, tell me what you guys think of this movie. It's a pretty impressive movie, and remember, don't watch this movie if you. Remember, guys, this has a lot of spoilers. If you guys are like watching this and you don't care about spoilers, fine, watch it. But I'm telling you guys, this is a movie that has to be experienced and not told about. I told you guys that in detail. I haven't done a detailed review since Ant-Man. And why did I want to take the time to do this one in detail? Because it's a good enough movie to do it. I'm not saying that the other movies that I didn't do in detail aren't good enough to do it in detail. But it's just that this movie was so spontaneous. It's so, there that it's just something that you have to hear in full detail. But it's not truly as powerful. The emotion, everything that you see in this movie is truly not as powerful unless you watch the movie for yourself. And may I just say, it's a pretty powerful movie. It has its feelings. It has sentimental moments. It has those moments where it just feels like all hope is lost. But then at the end, all picks up. It's just the typical Star Wars movie. Yes, Star Wars has fixed a lot of things. I mean, yeah, fans don't like mentioning the prequels, and I can see why. Prequels weren't that good. But they're still there. And yeah, there is those hardcore fans that go like, oh, prequels don't exist. They're still there. And we have to admit that they're still there. We can probably say they're not the best ones in the Star Wars franchise, but they're there. And Force Awakens is probably one of the best Star Wars movies they made so far. But who knows? Whenever Star Wars 8 comes out, which their theory is that it comes out in 3 years from now. But we don't know that. They could change it at any time. But if 2008 rolls around and Star Wars 8 comes out, I'm going to go watch it. Because this one, throughout all the jokes that they made, throughout everything, it was a good movie. A good, spontaneous movie that deserves some recognition. All the Star Wars fans that were worried that this movie was going to mess up the whole entire Star Wars franchise, it didn't. This movie, in fact, helped it. It gave it to a newer audience, it reintroduced characters for the old audiences, it gave some new plot points, it gave some old ones, and even though it gave some old ones, it still had that powerful meaning behind it. It still showed that no matter what happens, you can't give up. You can't. Finn wanted to give up. Did he give up? At the end, he just started fighting stronger. Rey realized she had the Force. She was shocked at first. She didn't want to have it. She used it. Kylo Ren, I don't know if he's going to learn anything. Kylo Ren just wants to be a new Darth Vader, and it's kind of a hard thing to say why Kylo Ren wants to be a new Darth Vader. He must have heard what happened to Darth Vader. He must have known most of the story, but he probably doesn't know enough of it to realize that he's making a big mistake. Darth Vader, at the end of his movie, realized that he made a huge mistake becoming a Sith Lord. He fully initiated it. You probably hear TV. I can hear it. But still, he fully realized that when Anakin was Sith Lord, and once he did realize it, he realized he became a monster. Kylo Ren should too. Well, this video's been about an hour, so it's probably my longest video I've ever made. But I want to take time in this to explain to you guys exactly what happened in the movie. And yeah, trust me guys, it's a good movie, it's worth seeing. And I rate it 10 out of 10. It's probably the best movie I've seen this year. And it's gonna be awesome when they return in Star Wars 8. Just to see all those characters back, Rey, to see Finn back, it's gonna be awesome. Anyways, guys, I'm Nuigi12 signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Creeper, I keep forgetting to do this one. Oh.